Dr. Renuka Kumar. Dr. Renuka Kumar is currently working as a academic coordinator, Directorate of Distance and Continuing Education, Utkal University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Now I request Dr. Renuka Kumar to introduce our guest and discussant of the today's lecture. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep sir. A very good evening to one and all present over here. I am Dr. Renuka Kumar, Academic Consultant, Department of Social Work, Directorate of Distance and Continuing Education, Utkal University, Odisha. I welcome you all to the Gyanalok Saturday lecture series on social development issues and role of development professionals, jointly organized by Gyanalok Trust and Department of Social Work, DDCE, Utkal University, Odisha. Today we have with us an eminent speaker, Dr. Asif Shafie. Dr. Asif Shafie is currently working as a Senior TB Program Management Officer for the USAID Funded Tuberculosis Implementation Framework Agreement Project, which is implemented by JSIPL, New Delhi, India. Dr. Asif is a public health professional with over 18 years of experience. Out of his total experience, he has worked for more than 9 years in different tuberculosis programs. Dr. Asif has completed his graduation in Unani Medicine and Surgery from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and MBA in Healthcare Services from Sikkim Manipal University. Additionally, he has graduated a certificate course in Essential Epidemiologic Tools for Public Health Practice from Johns Hopkins University, Maryland, USA. Out of his vast knowledge and experience on tuberculosis treatment, control, and prevention, Dr. Asif will deliver today on Introduction to National TB Elimination Programme in India. The discussant of today's session is Ms. Ritu Sharma, who is the project head of TB Alert India, New Delhi. Ms. Sharma has a rich working experience of more than 1 decade in the field of HIV/AIDS and TB. On behalf of Gyanalok Trust, Department of Social Work, DDCE Utkal University, and all participants present in today's lecture, we welcome our speaker, Dr. Asif Shafie, and discussant, Ms. Ritu Sharma. Now I request Dr. Asif to address the audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Renuka and Pradeep, for inviting me in this important discussion. I heard very much about this Gyanalok, and I am very much honored to be a part of this. And I hope my lecture will, whoever is attending, I don't know about the audience very much, but whoever is attending, I hope I will deliver whatever I will deliver, they will benefit them. Thank you. Pradeep, you are on mute, I think.
Arun, please share the slide.
I think I will try to share my slide first, and then
No problem. We'll take care of that.
Yeah, I'll try to share my slide here. I hope the slides are visible.
Yeah, yes, it is visible.
And is it in a presentation mode?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So today we will be going to discuss about the National TB Elimination Programme. The tagline of the program is like TB Harega and Desh Jeetega. So first, I think we should know about the tuberculosis. So as an introduction, I would like to just introduce about the tuberculosis. That tuberculosis is an infectious disease which is caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it's primarily affect the lungs but not also affect only not only it affects the lungs, but it also affects the other part of the body, and it is very much spread through air when a person coughs or sneezes. So this is a general information, and I hope everyone knows about this. There are a few common symptoms of tuberculosis. Those are coughing, evening rise fever, night sweats, weight loss, and loss of appetite. So these are some common symptoms of the tuberculosis. When a person is going to screen the tuberculosis patients, they will look for these type of symptoms. But nowadays we have a prevalence survey also, in which we have found that for about 50% of the patients, they don't have symptoms also. So we will talk about that later on. But these are the typical symptoms of the tuberculosis patient. So when we are talking about the National TB Elimination Programme, so first we have to know about what are the global strategies for the tuberculosis disease. So there are TB strategy, which is globally renowned, and the vision for this is a world free of tuberculosis, which it doesn't mean that only about the disease, but they also want a zero TB death, a zero TB disease, and a zero TB sufferings. Their goal is like to end the global TB epidemic. They want to reduce the cases less than 10 cases per lakh of population. And they choose three type of indicators. These are the reduction in the numbers of TB deaths, reduction in the incidence rate, and also the catastrophic cost expenditures due to tuberculosis. So we have two type of targets here. One is TB, which they have promised to end tuberculosis by 2035, and the target is for 2035. So all these three indicators, they want to reduce the TB deaths compared to 2015 by 95% by 2035. They want to reduce the incidence rate by 90%. They want to reduce the catastrophic expenditure due to TB to zero. So this is TB target. Similarly, we have SDG, which is Sustainable Development Goals, which targets to reduce all these things by 2030. So these are the two global targets which we have. In addition to this, we have one more target, which is specific to India. And India is committed to reduce all these three indicators, means reduction in TB of TB death compared to 2015 by 90%. They want to do all this. They want to achieve all this target by 2025. And by meaning of 90% reduction, it means that they want to reduce the death by 3 per lakh. The meaning of reduction of TB incidence rate to 80%, which means they want to reduce these cases to 44 per lakh populations. And of course, they want zero catastrophic cost due to TB. So to understand all these things, first we will understand what is the evaluation of NTEP in India. So first, in 1962, government launched the National TB program, and they have set up district TB centers. So the program, National TB program, started in India in 1962. And in 1993, we all know WHO declares the TB as a global emergency. And the program more evaluate. And in 1997, the government of India revised the name of National TB program to Revised National Tuberculosis Control Program, and introduced DOTS, which is a very path-breaking step from the government of India. And this DOTS is for directly observed treatment short course. They started giving medicine to patients in front of them, directly observed. Then in 2005 to 11, in between, they started the second phase of RNTCP, which is the pan-India coverage and improved quality and scale-up of services. In between this 2005 and 11, they have improved, they have scaled up their services, and also they have looked into the drug resistance tuberculosis. And in 2007, they also launched programmatic management of drug resistance TB, which is called as PM programmatic management of drug resistance tuberculosis DRTB cases. After that, they also introduced a national strategic plan in 2012, which is for 2012 to 17. That time, the national strategic plan more focused on the mandatory notification of tuberculosis, rapid molecular testing, active case finding, and the integration of program with the national health missions. After that, in the second phase started from 17 to 25, the national strategic plan, and this time this NSP is more focused on patient-centric care, which is more focused on patient-centric care, and this is for the tuberculosis elimination. After that, in 2019, Government of India launched TB Harega Desh Jeetega campaign, and with the help of this, the government thinks to not only to control tuberculosis but to eliminate also. So going forward, in 2020, the government revised National Tuberculosis Control Program name to National TB Elimination Program, which is in line with the ending of tuberculosis by 2025. So this actually war-footed the program, and they have started one more campaign, which is called as TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan on World TB Day 2021. So a nationwide campaign started with the aim to TB Mukt Bharat. And the latest addition to all this evolution is the Nikshay 2.0. Nikshay 2.0 is launched by Honorable President Dr. Draupadi Murmu, ma'am. And it is also called as a people's movement for TB elimination. This Nikshay 2.0 is a community-based Nikshay Mitra support to TB patients. So we will talk about this national strategic plan currently, which is going on from 2017 to 25. So this national strategic plan, as we talked about, this is more focused on patient-centric care. And basically, we have 4 pillars to this national NSP, which is prevent, detect, treat, and build. So we will talk about all these pillars in my coming slides. So just to give you introduction, what the government is thinking about these 4 pillars is, under prevent section, they want the emergence of TB in susceptible population and to stop the catastrophic expenditure due to TB. They want to detect all TB cases, and then they want to put up all those detected cases on treatment with a high quality TB drugs. And also they want to build the capacity of the human resources available. They want to include all these building capacities in their policies, and they want to empower the institutions. So we will talk about all these things. So to understand what is the situation of tuberculosis disease in India, so we have 2 types of reports. One is a global TB report, which is been issued by WHO. According to Global TB Report 2022, in India we have estimated 210 cases per lakh population, and which translates to 30 lakh expected TB cases in 2021. So the Global TB Report 2022 says that we have estimated 30 lakhs TB cases in India. And we have just recently in March 2020, and 24th March, we have released India TB report, which says that we have already reported 24.23 lakhs cases. So the gap between the estimation and actually reported is not much, and actually we have reduced this gap. Earlier, when global TB report says that we have 30 lakhs of estimated TB cases, so against this we were reporting only 19 lakhs or 20 lakhs only. But now we have, because of our improved capacity for the diagnostics and the treatment, and also the community engagement, the India is able to diagnose about 24.23 lakhs cases in 2022. So for your information, this is the organogram of a TB program. So the hierarchy is like that. On the topmost, we have Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Under this, we have Health Minister, Secretary to the Health, and the other joint secretaries, which will be sitting there in the Nirban Bhavan. Down to that, we have Central TB Division. Central TB Division is the body which is responsible for implementation of National TB Elimination Programme, which is supported by 3 national institutes and 6 reference labs at national level. Down to that, we have state TB cells. In every state, we have state TB cells, which is supported by our STOs and STDCs, IRL, and culture and drug susceptibility test laboratories, which is a part of our NHM, state NHM office. Down to that, we have district TB centers, which is run by our district TB officers. This is parallel to our district hospitals. We have this facility nearby to our district hospitals in our districts. Down to that, to align with all the blocks, we have TB units. These are called as tuberculosis units. And after that, we have TB detection centers. Earlier, these TB detection centers were used to call as DMCs, designated microscopic centers. Now the nomenclature is changed to TB detection centers. And after that, we have treatment support centers. Earlier, it is called as the treatment centers. So this is the organogram. So now we will talk about the detect pillar. So under detect pillar, the government have taken several steps. So one of them is decentralizing TB screening to health and wellness centers level. So now actually all of the health system is moving towards the wellness centers, and in India we have converted almost all sub centers and PSCs into health and wellness centers. So we are also decentralizing our tuberculosis services to health and wellness centers. Then we are also scaling up molecular diagnostics to peripheral levels. So in this step, earlier in 2014, our microscopy were only 13,000, which is now scaled up to 21,820. Earlier, we used to have only 119 rapid molecular tests, which is called as CBNAT or TUNAT, which is now scaled up to 3,760 rapid molecular tests across India. The culture and the culture labs for drug resistance also, we have increased from 50 to 87. So we are more focused on early detection, and also the universal drug susceptibility test means we are more focused on that everyone should be diagnosed of or rule out of drug resistance tuberculosis. Under detect part, we are also doing vulnerability mapping and active case finding. We are going door to door. We are going to the population, down to their houses, and we are trying to find that at their places only. Under detect, we are also engaging private sectors to detect part. So Government of India also launched a JEET program in 2018 with 48 large cities, which is now scaled up to around 400 districts, which has been approved by the government of India for PPSs. PPSs are patient provider support agencies. So government is now also more focusing on private sector engagement. Just to highlight here, in last year, we have record private sector notification, which process more than 6 lakhs patients. So, as we talked earlier, we are integrating with primary health cares, which is called as health and wellness centers. So what we are doing over there, we are doing population-based screening for TB as a part of CBAC checklist. We are diagnosing and treating, giving the treatment support at health and wellness center level. We are doing promotional or awareness activities like thematic activities of ISCs. We are celebrating Nikshay Divas. We are also celebrating other health days, and we are promoting tuberculosis in those days. Now we will talk about something about the treatment part, treat part. So here, what the program is doing, they have issued, they have started actually daily regimen, fixed dose combinations, FDCs. Earlier, the program was doing intermittent therapy, which was in those intermittent therapy, the government is the patient is taking drugs in on an alternate day, and they have to take several medicines. But now they have released this daily regimen. They have implemented all these things across India, and the patient has to take only single pill or 2 pills according to their weight band, and these are fixed dose combinations. When they have focused on the treatment, definitely the success rate is sustained at 90% or more than 90%. Government of India also started injection-free treatment regimens. Means earlier there were injection was a part of the treatment regimens, but now they have started injection-free treatment regimens. They have also scaled up to the newer drugs, for example, betaculin and delaminate for drug-resistant tuberculosis. These drugs actually reduces the treatment also, and moreover the efficacy of the outcomes. So there are several treatment regimens in the program according to the type of the TB. For DSTB, we have standard 6 months of treatment, 2 months with HRZE and 4 months with HRE. Then we have a different type of drug resistance cases, and according to all those drug resistance cases, we have different type of regimens and duration of drugs. The important thing is that TB infection means the TB preventive treatment. So government also started a TB preventive treatment. We will talk about this later also, but just to highlight here, they have started 6 months daily INH monotherapy and 3 months of weekly HP, means rifampicin and isoniazid. So under treatment, government is also addressing comorbidities, and they have several guidelines they have issued for the comorbidities. For example, for TB diabetes, for TB tobacco. They have also issued a framework for management of tuberculosis in pregnant women, how to manage all these things. And they have also a guidance on nutrition assessment. So government is also taking care of the comorbidities. As a part of treatment adherence, as we just talked about the directly observed treatment. So we have 3 type of categories. One is at the health facility level, one is at the community treatment supporter level, and the other one is a family dots. We also promote ICT based adherence, which is called as 99 dots or MUM. It's a pill box. I will just show you. Self-reporting call centers through IVRS, SMS reminders, and also pill counting. These are the types of some treatment adherence, how to just monitor the patient. So this is IT enabled monitoring system where we give a missed call. This is a TB medicine, and this is an envelope. So in 99 dots, what we do, every pill, when we open this envelope at the back side, so it is mentioned over there where to start taking medicine. And for every means this is a every day you have to take 2 pills. So when you take 2 pills, you will see a sign of a telephone, and when you open this, you will find a number over there. This is a toll-free number, and when you give a missed call to this number, automatically it was recorded that you have taken the pill. So this is how a 99 dots is operating. And as soon as you will give the missed call, here at the portal, this type of adherence chart is there. If it is a green, it means that you have taken the medicine. If it is orange, then it means you have missed the dose. So this is the mom box which I was talking about. This is also very good. The medicines are kept inside the box, and it has 3 LED lights. One is green light, that is for reminder for the daily medication, and one is yellow for the refill of the medicines, and red for the battery low, because it runs on a battery. So that's why. Now we'll talk about prevent part. So prevention is more focused nowadays, and because of the COVID, we all know the importance of prevention now. So government is promoting to sustain the COVID appropriate behavior, which means just using mask, washing hands, keeping safe distance from each other. We also promote to have a contact tracing and TB preventive treatment. So this is what I was talking about, the TPT, the TB preventive treatment. Airborne infection control in community and health facilities.
Dr. Asif, you have muted. Please unmute.
Sorry, from where I was muted?
Just no.
Okay. So is it visible now?
Okay, no problem.
The presentation is visible now?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I was talking about the prevention part.
Make it full screen.
So it is not a full screen?
No.
Wait a minute. I will again share my sorry for the inconvenience, actually. Now is it a full screen?
No, it is not yet visible.
Not yet?
No.
Yeah, now it's full screen.
Now it's a full screen, na? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. May I start again?
Can others see the full screen? I'm not able to see it.
We can see it full screen.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for confirmation. Okay, so I was talking about the prevent part, and I was just mentioning that about 722 districts already implemented the TPT as per the national guidelines, and about 13 lakh people living with HIV/AIDS have given TPT from 2015 to 21. So about the TB prevention parts, we have a TB preventive therapy and also a CTB newer skin test also. So about the TPT, we are more focusing, means the program is more focusing on 2 type of therapies. One is INH plus rifampicin. This is 3 months therapy with a weekly dose. And the second one is INH monotherapy, which is once a daily dose for 6 months. So these two type of therapies are promoting by program right now. And they are also going for a CTB newer skin test, which is better than the current test and which is more cheaper. And moreover, it is a made in India product. So now we will talk about the build part. So build part is like a capacity building of our HR. So we have national institutes like NIRT and NTI. Those are the national level institutes, which are basically the core job is to train our HR. They conduct then the modular trainings for the newly joined staff or the medical officers there. This is just an example of that in the right side of the photograph. During build, we also build the capacity of our multi-sectoral collaboration for the other sectors also. For example, the other ministries, the industries, the corporate sectors also. We are also focusing on digital interventions like developing AI-based applications. This is like a TB's Arogya Sathi app also. We have Nikshay, very much renowned application, or we can say it's a case-based, web-based surveillance app for tuberculosis. We are also focusing on Nikshay Poshan Yojana, and we are also giving direct benefit transfer also here. So, as a part of monitoring and supervision, program is doing state level internal evaluations, center level internal evaluations. They are also taking part in joint supportive supervisions. They are also conducting quarterly review meetings of all the states and districts. For laboratory, they are doing on-site evaluations for quality. There are many other state and district level committees like TB Forum, like Comorbidity Committee, PMDT Committee, PMTPT Committee, State Task Force for the medical colleges also, District TB Forum, which includes the community, the representative from community, district PMDT committees for programmatic management of drug resistant tuberculosis. So these all are different type of committees and a very huge network of tuberculosis. They are doing monitoring and supervision at every level, from national level to state, districts, and blocks also. Just to give you an example of the multi-sectoral engagement, the National TB Elimination Programme, they have MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with Indian Post, Panchayati Raj Institution, Labor and Employment, Financial Services, Defense, Home Affairs. And this is just the example. They have n number of other ministries also with the MOUs. And these ministries, basically, they are supporting in TB services. For example, with the railway ministries, they have a huge network of their railway hospitals and dispensaries. So they are providing free TB care services over there. They are also helping the tuberculosis patients in their concession in their tickets also. The other ministries, they are providing socio-economic support for empowerment, the information, education, communication. They are providing the awareness campaigns. They are using their corporate social responsibility CSR funds towards the awareness of tuberculosis, and they are also providing nutrition supports. So these are all the multi-sectoral engagement steps. As a part of a community engagement, as we talked about here, the government already issued a guidance document on community engagement, how to engage the community. They have different type of district TB forums. They have TB survivors from the community, which is a very important stakeholder right now, because they are promoting tuberculosis very much, and they are supporting program in very field level. They are going to they are from the community of the TB patients, and the TB patients listen to them actually. So this is how the community engagement is going on. So the latest addition to the program is Nikshay Mitra, which is also called as Nikshay 2.0, which is a community support to TB patients. So there are three objectives to this Nikshay Mitra या Nikshay 2.0, which is the first objective is to provide additional patient support to improve treatment outcome of the TB patients. So whoever is a Nikshay Mitra, they have to provide the additional patient support. The second objective is to augment community involvement in meeting India's commitment to end TB by 2025. The third is the leverage CSR opportunities. So these are the three main objectives. And the scope is to all means every patient will get this support if they are giving their consent. So the type of assistance which is assumed from the Nikshay Mitras are obviously the nutritional support is the mandatory one. Other than this, they can also give the vocational support, diagnostic support. They can help in their diagnostics part. They can give additional nutrition supplement also. And the period of commitment will be from 6 months to 3 years. So in the box, I have just mentioned here that any individual, any institution, corporate, NGOs, or cooperative societies, even the government representatives and the other citizens, they can register themselves as a Nikshay Mitra and they can support TB patient. I just thought that this is also a part where you should know. The government also issued a gazette for mandatory notification, public health actions, and under this gazette, the last amendment says if you have failure to the mandate steps, may attract the provision of selection of sections like 269 and 270 under the Indian Penal Code. And already one FIR and about 519 notices have been issued under this gazette. So these are certain incentives which are given under the program. For Nikshay Poshan Yojana, 500 rupees is given to every TB patient for their nutritional support till the duration of their treatment per month. Treatment supporter incentives is also there. 1,000 rupees for drug susceptible TB and 5,000 for DRTB. There are 750 rupees for the tribal incentives for the tribal patient who are living in the tribal areas for their transportation support. Informative incentive is also there. If someone informs that some person is having tuberculosis and it turns out to be a positive one, then the person who is informing can get 500 rupees. Private provider incentive is also there. A private doctor who notifies cases can get 500 rupees for their notification and 500 rupees for declaring the outcome, the successful outcome for the patient. So these are also there. In addition to this, government is also now trying to get a TPT supporter benefit also, which is called TB preventive therapy. Whoever is going to support the TB preventive therapy, they will incentivize them also. So just to give you an idea of the Nikshay portal, so there are two types of versions. One is a web browser application, and the other one is the mobile application. So the first part is that we enroll the patient in Nikshay, then we input the tests, whatever is required. According to the test, according to the type of TB, we start treatment. After starting treatment, we will also look for the comorbidities and we will monitor the adherence, what I have shown you earlier. After all these things, we start giving DBT, 500 rupees per month. This is also recorded in Nikshay. We will also record the contact investigations, means whoever are the contacts of those TB patients. We record all those things in Nikshay. We will also start TB preventive therapy to them, and we will give a outcome of the patient under the same Nikshay application. So Nikshay is moreover a full patient life cycle for both public and private, for drug sensitive and drug resistance for both. So we also have a call center with a toll-free number of 1800116666. So anyone can call on this toll-free number. We have both type of outbound and inbound calls here in different languages also. And you can call anytime to this call center, and you can have the information of Nikshay Poshan Yojana, counseling, adherence, grievance, and any type of information you can get from this toll-free number. So going forward, this is my last slide. The government is now transition from smear microscopy to upfront rapid molecular testing, which will help them to get the status of TB patient, means which is he is a drug sensitive or drug resistant at the time of diagnosis only. Decentralization of TB services through health and wellness centers. We are promoting these things. Government is also going to have vulnerability mapping followed by active case finding. Scale up of latent TB infection management, because if you are going to address the latent TB infection, then the active cases will be reduced automatically. Scaling up of private sector intervention again, because still there are much more patients in private sectors. We have already notified more than 6 lakhs from the private sector, but there are much more patients there. So we are scaling up in the private sector interventions also. And last but not the least is the engagement of the community, social organizations, corporates, and leaders for TB Mukt Bharat. So these all are the way forwards, and we are looking for all these interventions to happen, and we are looking to achieve our goal on 2020 till 2025 by up to end TB. Thank you. So this is all from my side. I hope I'm able to cover all the things. So
thank you so much, sir, for your nice presentation. In your presentation, you talked about the incidents of TB in India and how to prevent it, and being a responsible citizen of India, what should be our goal and action to eradicate TB from India. Now, once again, I thank you on behalf of all the participants and Gyanalok and the DDCE, Utkal University. So now I request Ms. Ritu Sharma, the discussant of today's lecture. Please, ma'am, please switch on your video and.
Hi, am I audible?
yes, very much, Ritu.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Asif, for the wonderful and knowledge-enriching session on a potentially serious infectious bacterial disease that is called TB. And as we all know, that TB is mainly affecting our lungs. So as Dr. Asif has rightly said, the bacteria that causes TB are spread when an infected person coughs or sneezes. But most of the people infected with tuberculosis never shows any symptoms, and when symptoms do occur, they usually includes, as Dr. Asif has mentioned in his presentation, that are cough that may be persisting for more than 2 weeks, that there may be a weight loss, and of course night sweats and fever are one of the other symptoms that shows that a person may be TB infected. So recently, as Dr. Asif has included in his presentation, that to speed up the country's fight against tuberculosis and to achieve the target set by the Prime Minister of India to eliminate the disease by 2025, President launched the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, and this Abhiyan mainly focus on the TB-free India. And when we talk about the TB-free India, we mean that we are expecting the reducing the new TB deaths by 90%, as Dr. Asif has mentioned in his presentations, and we are also expecting the new TB incidents by reducing them the 80%. So Dr. Asif has already beautifully covered the different phase and the journey of the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, that which mainly sets the milestones such as introduction of the DOTS, programmatic management of the drug-resistant TB, mandatory TB notifications, and the main important part is the integration of the TB program with the National Health Mission. So all these approaches have contributed beautifully in taking the TB program in a different directions. So in the context of TB management, when we talk about the diagnostic and the treatment part, all the treatment and the diagnostic facilities are available free of cost in all the medical colleges, divisional hospitals, sub-divisional hospitals, and which we call CHCs, PHCs. And apart from that, as doctor has mentioned in his presentations, that private providers, whether they are sitting in the corporate hospitals or they are running their standalone clinics, they are also providing the TB notifications. And of course, for the last few years, we have received a very big number as notifications from the private sites. And the gazette that the doctor had shown has that gazette depicts the provision of TB notifications in Nikshay by private provider, which is a mandatory part from their side. So when we talk about the TB diagnosis facilities, there are many laboratory tests available in all the hospitals. I'm not going into the depth of the test because doctor has already covered most of the treatment and the diagnosis part in his presentations. So the drug-sensitive TB patients, as we all know, the treatment for the TB, the very common treatment for the TB positive patient lasts for the 6 months, and the duration of that particular person is divided into 2 parts. That is called intensive part and the continuous phase. The intensive, the first 2 months of a person's treatment are known as the intensive part, where we use multiple combination of the drugs as a fixed FDC, fixed dose combinations that includes rifampicin, parazinamide, ethampetul, and the isoniazid. And later on, the 4 months are also known as the continuous phase, which is lower comparative to the first 2 months, because now it is as expected that the bacteria may have minimized, and that has shown as the target not detected. So of course, as Dr. Asif has mentioned in his presentation, that TB elimination program also focus on the addressing comorbidities among the TB patients by identifying 2 main comorbidities. The first one is, of course, HIV, because as we all know that a HIV positive person who receives the first opportunistic infection from the air, that is tuberculosis, because they are already immunosuppressed, and the most common infection that they can have in their body from the outside is the tuberculosis. So identification of the HIV and the diabetes are the main comorbidity part of a person's TB treatment phase. And of course, we cannot forget, as Dr. Asif has mentioned in his presentation, that for symptomatic screening is also a very important part, because if we really want to detect the TB in a person on a very early stage, and if we really want to go for the intense case identification, so that for a screening, like for example, we're asking them, do you have any cough, do you have any weight loss, do you have any fever, or you observe any night sweat? These are the few symptoms that shows a person can develop tuberculosis symptoms in his body, and which really helps a person to identify the tuberculosis bacteria at a very early stage. As Dr. Asif has already mentioned, that the NTP program follows many ways to adherence the treatment of a patient's part. The first very common part was the DOTS, directly observed treatment, where a person was supposed to come to the health facility, and the supervisor under whose the treatment is being running out, they were directly giving the medicine to the patient, and they were marking the adherence of the person. Later on, that was converted in the IT manner, which is called 99 dose, where a person was consuming dose, and after each dose, the person is supposed to mark a missed call, and that missed call would mark as the patient has taken the doses. So Dr. Asif has depicted in his presentation the prevention modalities which minimize the chances of a person for being TB infected. And it includes the, like sir has mentioned, like we are supposed to follow the COVID appropriate behavior, such as we are using masks, we are using hand wash, hand sanitizers. We are also having the maintaining the distance from a suspected persons. So contact tracing of all the household contacts is also a very important part. As Dr. Asif has mentioned in his presentation, that TB preventive therapy is also a very important part of this NTP program, because if we really want to minimize the chance of TB positive people for being TB positive in the future, we have to stop the chances and the suspicions of that infection right here, right now. And the TPT implementation of the TPT is one of the way where we can minimize the chances of a person of being TB infected in future, because any of the person who is being exposed to the tuberculosis, they are at the subsequent risk where they can have and they can develop that bacteria into a progression of a disease. So definitely TB preventive therapy and the treatment is one of the important part that is being launched in that NTEP program. And this NTP program has also had an agreement with many of the development partners which work on the TB preventive part, where the very basic facilities, screening facilities like chest x-ray, and these sir has mentioned shy TB testing facilities. We also cover few of the test facilities like IGRA and TST. So they are the few facilities where we screen a person just to know the possibility of the bacteria, whether it is present in their body or not. So it was a very beautiful part of the presentation depicted by the Dr. Asif, that there are many incentive parts also available in the program. For the Niksha Poshan Yojana is a very basic yojana, and where the very basic incentive of the 500 rupees just to support the nutrition aspect of a patient is given to the TB patient in the form of direct bank transfer. And of course, the Niksha Mitra, the Niksha 2.0, which we also called the Niksha Mitra, where the communities and individuals, and of course the corporate sectors are encouraged to come forward to support the nutritional basket or a support for a TB patients by adopting him or her till the time the treatment of that particular patient is being finished. So apart from this, there are many incentives available for the program at the public and private providers for TB notification, and of course for completing the TB treatment from the public and private sector sides. So thank you, Dr. Asif, for depicting your points and highlighting the various aspects of the multi-sectoral engagement of the different stakeholders, and of course the community engagement part in that NTP program. So I really thank you once again that you have presented each and every aspect of the TB management program mentioned under the National TB Elimination Programme. So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Asif.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your detailed summarization. Now, I request the audience, if you have any doubt or anything to contribute to this lecture, so please unmute and introduce yourself and ask. Yes, Subharanjan Mohanty. Yes, Subharanjan, please unmute and ask. Can you hear me, Subharanjan Mohanty? Can you hear me? Your voice is not audible. If there is an issue, you can text also your question in the chat box.
So meanwhile, if someone else has some questions, I can see the chat box where Dr. Sagarika from West Bengal, a social worker faculty. No issue, ma'am. We can read your message now. Whoever is Anmol, thanks to him also. And thanks to you also for coming and joining this session. Thank you. Also, Sanbhat, thanks for your presentation. It was nice to listen. Gyanalok efforts are laudable. Thank you, Sanbhat. Any other who wants to know something or who have any questions? So we are here to.
So actually, no, we have Dr. Asif. We have ADPHO from Raigada districts of.
Pradeep, you are not audible.
From you, since you have also vast experience in the field of TV, it will be definitely contributing to all the participants. If you can say something about that.
Everyone, myself Dr. Riaz Ali. I'm working in State Haryana for as special district as a program manager with the World Health Partner. Now, TB elimination program, I have working on various indicators of KPI, key performance indicators of health sector. So I think Dr. Asif is present preparation very well. I feel very happy to listen and get more and more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Riya sir. Thank you.
Any other question? If you anybody is having any other question, please.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir.
My name is Ramakant Sahu.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
My name is Ramakant Sahu. I am from Pune. Unfortunately, I am logged in from my corporate ID, so I don't see. I mean, you don't see my name. Sorry for that.
No
Just
issues.
But you can switch on your video.
sorry, in the office, so it's
Okay, no problem.
there's
Yes,
audit
yes.
going on. I'm in a bank in the legal department, so there is some integration going on. Anyways, so my question is like I belong to Odisha, the district called Kendrapada. So, like I heard, there are a lot of Anganwadi centers like to help the ladies and the nutrition part of when they are in the baby kind of thing in the progressive in that stage. Such type of is there any such benefits or facilities or any sort of awareness kind of thing is available in rural area like in very countryside or into kind of villages? For the same the tuberculosis disease or any what is the pros cons and how it is going to be detected, how can we protect child from if somebody is impacted or getting impact on that, is there any such type of facilities or medical things are available? Thank you, that's my question.
Okay. So thank you, sir. So what I understand is you want to know anything, any institute or any organization or any facility near to your village or like Anganwadi centers, which can have all these facilities. So that's what I have presented in my presentation. So we have now health and wellness centers at very field level, very much near to the village or Anganwadi center level, because all these health and wellness centers are these sub centers earlier, which are catering population of 5,000 or around. So at those centers, they have the community level activities also. They are field outreach activities where they are going to the community and they are awareing the people, the persons who are living over there, and they are also providing support for diagnostics and treatment. If you will visit to any health and wellness center, so we have a community health officer, CHO, over there in each health and wellness center. And if they suspect that you need any type of help from a doctor, so what they can do, they can just connect you to a doctor sitting in a district hospital via telemedicine, and they just give a video call to those doctors who are sitting over there, and they can discuss about your whatever the problems you have, and they will try to find out the solution. And if suppose that doctor prescribe you any investigations or treatment, so they will try to help you in all those diagnostics and treatment. Hope I answer your question.
Yes, sir. Absolutely fine. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. It's a very nice presentation. I hope it would be circulated to all the students and all the participants today. If you don't mind, please. It's a humble request.
No. Every presentation we used to circulate among the participants.
Yeah, this
So,
is the special one. I will request, sir.
We specially request our speaker to share the presentation, and we used to share it with the participants.
Thank
and
you.
you can also get now listen the lecture from our YouTube channel, Gyanalok. Gyanalok YouTube channel. It is also available in a day or 2 days. You can also find it.
Absolutely.
Those who could not those who could not basically attend the lecture, they can also watch it from there. So any other question, if anybody is having, so one thing just I can say, actually we have 2 persons today, those who are really stalwart in their respective field. So whatever doubts and questions you have, please ask. You can ask to our speaker, our discussant. Both have vast experience in the field of TB.
Sorry, if anyone is not going to ask any question, I would request ma'am, Ritu Sharma ma'am, do you have any practical experience when you are dealing with in any such cases? I mean, with your esteemed career of these long 2 decades, I think you mentioned that you have been serving in this tuberculosis project or program. Do you have any practical experience on that, if you can share with the audience?
Yeah, definitely. But can you just specify what kind of experience do you want me to share with the audience in terms of any specific area or the concern?
I mean, ma'am, if you are come across any such type of patient or case which is little complicated, or maybe some kind of, I mean, learning for you, for the society as well, for others, such type of, if you have anything.
Okay, sure. So definitely, as we all know, the TB is basically a very concerned disease for all the Indian peoples, because a person who is TB infected and diagnosed with that particular disease, they are not coming forward with their status, and they don't want to disclose with anyone that they are TB infected, because we know that everyone has a scare. They're scared of being in fact in a contact with the people who are TB positive, because in India, most of the people are, we know that the 90% of the population is working in the undeveloped sectors. They are daily wages, they are daily earners. So they have a fear of being disclosed their identity, because if they are disclosed, their identity is breached, they can be fired out by their employer. And if they are residing on the rent, the people, there are the chances that the owner can ask them to just leave their home and even the area. So that is the main issue, that the people who are diagnosed with the TB at our centers, they are not coming up to take the treatment for 6 months, because if they are coming to the TB hospitals, they have a chance that their identity can be disclosed and they can become a part of stigma and discriminations. So to motivate these people, it's a very difficult task for our team and even for the government, because adherence of the TB treatment is also one of the important part of the government. As Dr. Asif has shown in his presentation, that we want at least there is a 90% of the chances of the successful rate of this treatment. And being a health professionalist and development partners, we are supposed to cover this treatment more than 80% and the maximizing the 100%. So because of the stigma, because of the discriminations, the people are not coming forward. So that's why their treatment is being not completed. And if a person is not treated, there are very high chances that the person can spread that infection with multiple peoples, because the first contact point is their family members. The second contact point are the people who are working in our premises, like their colleagues, their friends. So these kind of few, like I can see the technical hindrances are playing a very vital role where we are not able to identify and to diagnose 100% of the tuberculosis estimated population. As Dr. Asif has mentioned that there were 30 lakh people expected, were supposed to be expected by a particular time period, but because of these issues, we were not able somehow to cover the 100% patients. So these are the few challenges that we are still covering in spite of a very educated portion of a person. Still they are not, when they heard that they are TB positive, they are not coming forward. Even they don't want their family members to come forward and take the treatment, to complete the treatment. That's why they, being the index patients and their family members and colleagues being TB exposed, are not covered under the program. So these are the few challenges that for a decade of the period we are facing in this field.
Thank you, ma'am, for your spontaneous answer and very, point to the question. Thank you so much.
So I can see here Samarpita Bhattacharya in the chat box. So there is a question like, is there any kind of traditional way of treatment approved by Ministry of Ayush which can be help for tribal people in preventing tuberculosis? So ma'am, I am from the Ayush stream, and I would recommend that there are many treatment in the Ayush, but the government only promotes the treatment which I have shown here, and this is for treatment. If you want to treat your patient, please go by the government policies and whatever the recommendation of FDCs is there. But you can anyhow take a supportive treatment, which is like for nutrition, which is for improving the other thing. If you have any comorbidities, to help it out from there, for example, for diabetes or for any other comorbidities. So you can take help from the Ayush treatment. But for the treatment of tuberculosis, I would strongly recommend to go with the government recommended treatment only. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. In last 10 years, the part of the discussion in which we were discussing about the stigmatizing of the disease, has that
Madam,
not
can you please introduce yourself first, then
Sure. Myself, I am Josna Das. I am attending these seminars from Paradip Port, and I am a student of Pradeep sir. I have done my MSW, though I am though I am MSc and MEd, and I am actually from life science stream, that is zoology. But since I am working for cancer patients of my district since 8 years, so I felt it is quite essential that I must know what is my extent to which I will go and how I will avail the government and private facilities available for my district cancer patients. So I went for this studies, and I'm really getting helpful, and it is really a perfect tool. Education is the perfect tool to get into the social work. Without it, actually, it was very raw, what I realized. So since 1 year, it was 2 years, much better. I was 2018 to 2020 batch of MSW from Utkal University. So, sir, shall I ask the question now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is the introduction correct, sir? Sir, I want to know that now the level of education, the awareness has become more. So even now the stigmatizing of TB is there. It persists. Has it not reduced since these 10, 12 years?
Okay. So yes, I would say yes. The stigma is very much low at this point. That's why we have so much notification. That's why we have so much great success rate nowadays. That's why the people are coming out. We have TB champions now. We don't have TB champions earlier. That's why we are doing ACF and ICF. ACF means active case finding and intensified case finding also. That's why we are doing vulnerability mapping also. That's why we are going door to door to search. So these all are the example that yes, the stigma is gone down, but I will not deny that yes, stigma is still there in some part because of still because they are not trying to get the information. For example, just you mentioned, when a person of tuberculosis, when he detect, firstly, only a pulmonary TB is a infected TB which can spread.
Yes.
Secondly, if a pulmonary TB patient is undergone treatment for say 20 or 30 days in a row, he is not able to transmit the bacteria then. So he is non-transmittable then. So this is we need to explain everyone that if you take your medicine regularly and if you start treatment, a proper treatment, then you are asymptomatic also, and you will not be transmitting this disease to anyone else also. And the good thing is that this disease is 100% curable. Okay, so some diseases are like that, you can treat them, but there are some traces of those diseases which left over. But in this disease, this is 100% curable, and you are 100% fit after the you are cured after the successful treatment outcome. So yes, to your answer, there are some parts still we are working on that also. That's why we are having so much program on community engagement, the TB champions, this Nikshay 2.0. This Nikshay 2.0 is very much actually, yes, it is supporting TB patients, but you can have the other part of this Nikshay 2.0, which is like a individual like you, like me, the other individual, they are coming forward to support TB patient. When they are coming forward, they are listening, they are learning about the TB, what is TB. That's why you are going to support TB patients. So this is also a reduction in stigma, because you for your information, I can just share that about 70,000 Nikshay Mitras are already registered, and they are supporting to 10 lakh peoples, 10 lakh TB patients. So it's a huge number, and this is very much helping us to reduce the stigma also. Hope I answered you.
Yes, very much. Thank you, sir.
Anything to add, Ritu, if you want to add something?
Yes, Dr. Asif, I think you really covered very beautifully. And I really want to add one thing to your point. When, as a part of that Niksha Mitra, when a general community is coming forward to accept and to adopt these TB patients, that means first, they are accepting that it's a disease, but it's not a stigmatized and discriminated kind of part.
Yes.
So first, we are somehow getting minimized the stigma from the general community, because a TB infected patient is scared of because they will be neglected by the general community. So first, general community has to come up to accept that it's not a stigmatized part. That's a general disease, and anyone can have this. Because, right, sir, Dr. Asif has rightly said that the communication and right education is somehow missing. That's why the people are not fully aware, because we know that most of the people already have a latent infection available in their body. And any time of the any part of their life when their immune system is getting down, they can develop that latent infection into a progression disease. So this is what we have to make them understand for the future, that it's a normal part of a society and they have to accept that. If a general community accepting the disease means they are accepting a TB patients, and they are minimizing and they are helping a person to get their stigma and discrimination down. So of course, we don't have so much of cases as stigmatized and discriminated, but of course, there are still few cases can be seen in that context.
It still persists. We need to work still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Another question raised by Sumita: what is the impact of co-infection with TB and HIV? Give some more insight in counseling.
So this is very much important. Means this co-infection is very dangerous, I say, because TB actually, when a person is diseased with or infected with tuberculosis, so his or her immunity goes down. And in a case of HIV, if he or she is also having a HIV, HIV is they also it's already they have a compromised immunity over there. So it's a very deadly combination. So you need to take care of both. You need not to drop the medication of anyone, or you have to take the priority to other. You have to take care of both simultaneously, and you have to take care of your immunity very much. You have to take care of your nutrition. And the second part of your question is about the counseling. And yes, counseling will help you much, because in these type of cases, a better counseling will provide you with a better solutions. So please go with the counselings also, and please suggest counseling with a professional counselor, which are available at the ICTC centers also, and with the TB program also. So please do take support of them, and please do take care of the co-infections.
I think Sumita has got her no answer. If any other question anybody is having, so please please ask. If anybody want to contribute anything, they can also contribute. And any specific experience or region specific challenges, if you have, you can also share. That will be a great help for our speakers to actually understand, since our speaker is a trainer. Basically, he has the expertise in the field of training. We can add these things to his training, and that can be also helpful to people from other part of Odisha or India. I think there is no more question. So thank you so much, sir. I know you are so busy. Out of your busy schedule, you could able to spare time with us. And I was just going through your presentation. It was so nicely designed and looks very professional. I could imagine how much time you would have given to design your presentation. Thank you for the time to deliver and to design the presentation, particularly for this delivery. We are really thankful and indebted to accept our invitation and deliver this. And thank you so much, Ritu ma'am. In a short notice, you accepted our invitation and summarized the things. I think entire slide you have summarized, and very keenly you observe the things, and definitely you have the experience, more than 10 years of experience in the field of TB, that might have helped a lot to identify the things and contribute almost everything. Although Dr. Asif has presented, but still you share your experience and contributed something extra. We are really thankful to you also, and it is a really nice session. I hope all the participants would have gained a lot of knowledge out of this presentation. And for your information, I am telling you, Gyanalok is a trust based in Odisha, Bhubaneswar. We are basically we are working in the field of education, starting from the grassroots education, means primary education to master and above research level. So this session is basically for the master students and those who are doing research in or PhD, MPhil, all these things. And this lecture series is designed for a period of 5 months and consists of 20 lectures. And basically we have given from the name you can understand, Saturday lecture series. Every Saturday we conduct it at 6:30. So that's why the name is given as Saturday lecture series. And in future we also will be more than happy if you can contribute for this platform and to the people of Odisha, and also some people are also joining from outside Odisha. Those who are really need the knowledge from any social issue persist in India. And basically TB is one of the major challenge, as we all know. So in that context, we are really thank you. thankful to you all. Good night, and we can again meet on the next Saturday at 6:30.
Thank you. Thank you, Pradeep.
So, thank you, Pradeep ji. Thank you,